Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. So before we get into the main video where we're heading to the Trout Lake at the Approach Fisheries, we're going to do a bit of a giveaway. The sun's out, so we're going to do a giveaway in conjunction with Richard McConnell, so the home of great value and quality leads. We're doing a subscriber giveaway, so you've got to be a subscriber to be in with a chance of winning. So if you've not subscribed, please do so. And then all you need to do is hit the like button for the video, and in the comments section just tell me where you're next going fishing. And then what I'll do is I'll pull one lucky name out of the hat, and you will win a set of leads of your choice from the fantastic Richard McConnell range. So easy as that, folks. Right, enjoy the video. Hey folks, good evening. Welcome back to Fishing with Kirk. So you join me today at the Approach Fisheries on the Trout Lake. So I've come down late on Bank Holiday Monday. It's about 6 o'clock now. I've just nicely got the rods in the water. It's been a lovely day. It's been sort of 20 degrees. We've had a nice walk over Ilkley Moor earlier on, and I've managed to get away for what will be 48 hours fishing. So the Approach is a 27-acre lake. This particular one called the Trout Lake holds some massive fish. I think the record in here is actually 61 pound, which is phenomenal for a Yorkshire fish. It's adjacent to a lake called the Willows, which again is got some huge fish in there. You do have to be a member on there to fish, so this is still a day ticket water, but holds an incredible head of proper big fish. So real good chance of a PB. Meant to be a tough water. Speaking to the lads next door, it's one of those sort of 50% of the time you'll catch, 50% of the time you won't. So we've just got to hope, like I say, that the fish get on the back of this wind and we get a bite or two. So in terms of approach, again, I took a bit of advice from Sam, who's the owner. He sort of met me, showed me the facilities, the toilets, the showers, the clubhouse and everything. Really nice facilities up at the top end. You can drive around the lakes as well, which is good, but you do have to drop your gear off and then go park in one of the designated areas. But hey, far better than barrowing all this way around. So in terms of tactics, I've gone for minimal baiting, just trying to nick a bite. So on my left and right rods, I've got a solid bag on each of those, which I've chucked about 30 yards. So I've gone out with a boat. I found a spot where it plateaus off to about 15 feet and it's pretty flat. I've then chucked the lead over that and it feels pretty smooth. So an ex-gravel pit, so really nice smooth bottom, not pulled back any weed or any rubbish. So hopefully I'm fishing clean on those two rods. And then on the middle rod, I've literally just flicked a single boilie on that similar sort of line. So I've got two rods. So I've got two rods fishing in 15 foot and I've got one fishing in 12 foot. So we'll just see. Again, fed virtually nothing, just really feeling our way into it. After a busy bank holiday weekend, the fish have probably seen a lot of bait and they're probably pretty wary. So tonight at least, just going to keep my eyes peeled. Got the rods in place. I've got here before the downpour. So it's meant to rain pretty hard between 6 and 12. There's actually been a few claps of thunder and flashes of lightning, so feels really carpy. The wind's hacking down here. I think I'm in a good, fishing 3 clean spots. So let's hope the fish read the script and we get a bite or two on dusk or overnight. Fingers crossed. Good morning. Right, it's Tuesday morning, very quiet night, not a bleep on the rods, but I did have a good night's sleep, which is the upside. Just repositioned the rods, had a bit of a rethink. So left hand rod still on a solid bag, pretty much over that same spot, but I've come a little bit further up the shelf into slightly shallower water, so I'm fishing about 9 foot on that rod. The middle rod I've taken out a little bit further, so I've just gone for a single high attract pop up on that. So one of the Northern Specials are called, aren't they? So a nice pink smelly bubblegum flavour bait. So just a single out there. I did pick up a couple of fish on the fish finder and I've dropped them round about there, probably slightly deeper water if anything, probably about 18 foot. And then the right hand rod, I've gone with a solid bag as far as I can catapult boilies, so I'm just catapulting 3 or 4 baits over that every half hour or hour, just to have 3 completely contrasting approaches in different depths, using different baiting strategies. So fingers crossed one of those pays off. The wind has changed, so yesterday when I spoke to you the wind was kind of blasting up this end. That lasted about 15 minutes. We had a lot of rain overnight, so it rained from about 6 p.m. till about midnight, and now the wind is probably just coming into this bank, but certainly more up that top end. So conditions are okay. It's not particularly warm yet, but it's fairly early. Not seen a fish, not seen a show of a single fish, which is a little bit concerning. But I wasn't sat out last night in all that rain, kind of watching the water at dusk. So yeah, fingers crossed. We've got the trap set, we've got the plan, so let's hope for a bite or two. Just boiling up this boilie crumb pellet and liquid mix, fishing in about 15 feet, so I'm going to put that in a ball, so hopefully it gets down relatively intact. So I'm just going to put 2 or 3 of those in with about 20 spicy fish boilies. I'm going to take that out to, it's pretty much 26 wraps, but just over 100 yards. Shallows up slightly there to 14 feet, just trying something different again. Not had a bite since the rejiggle this morning, so I'm going to put one rod on this spot. We're fishing a Ronnie rig and a bright pink little wafter, and I'm going to put one a similar position, fishing a solid bag. So we're just going to put 2 rods long, 1 short, change it up a little bit. Right everybody, it's about 2 o'clock. No more action since I've reset the rods. I am starting to get an awful lot of liners though. It's because there's an absolute stack of silverfish. You see them top in here, so I think they're roach, and I think there's some pike coming in after them, because we've seen there's some pretty big fish kind of erupting. So we're going to do a bit of underwater filming. I'm going to get my spare landing net handle, I'm going to stick the camera on the end, stick it in the lake, see what we can see. In we go. Right, what a difference a day makes, eh? 24 hours on from when we got here yesterday, and it was absolutely lashing it down, and today, absolutely beautiful. It's probably touching 20 degrees. It's just after 6 p.m. Sadly no carp to report, but we have had a bit of fun today filming in the margins. There's been some pike chasing a load of roach on the inside, and we get loads of liners, so I thought I'll stick the GoPro on the end of the landing net handle and shove it in. So quick review of that. It looks like we've got some pretty cool footage, but anyway, that's not why we're here. So what have I done? About 4:30 I took the boat out over the sort of main baited spots on my middle rod. I took another payload of crushed up boilies, pellets, glugged up, and sort of rolled that into a ball, almost like a ball of ground bait, so it gets down into the 14 foot of water. So I took 4 of those out over the spot, dropped them. I think I've seen 1 fish, I've seen 1 carp show, and that was sort of right out in the middle. So yeah, it's been tough. I've not seen anybody catch a fish. I've not spoke to anybody who's caught a fish, so they're sort of shutting up shop at the minute. But it's been a great day. It's been a lovely day, warm day, enjoyable day. I think the only thing that's really going to change tonight is it's going to be a new moon, so that means there's absolutely zero moon in the sky tonight at about 4:20 in the morning. So hopefully, that can trigger fish into feeding. So we've got 3 traps set. Pretty confident. We've got 3 different approaches, different depths of water, heavily baited, lightly baited, PVA bag. So kind of worked pretty hard this session for a bite. So yeah, fingers crossed. Keep going. Just going to enjoy the evening and the sunset, and hopefully see you in the middle of the night with a great big wobbly one. Right folks, good morning. Wednesday morning, 7 AM, and I've had a great night's sleep and sadly not a beep on the alarm. So yeah, facing down the barrel of another blank. But to be honest, I've not seen a fish. I don't think I might have seen one yesterday, but not really seen any fish showing. I've not seen anyone catch anything, so I don't think it's necessarily just what I've done or not done. It just seems the lake switched off, which is a little bit disappointing. We've had the nice weather. I thought that the water would get warm yesterday, and into dark there'd have been a couple of bites to be had, but it's just not proved to be the case. So yeah, bit of a tricky session. So what can I tell you about the trout lake then? I think it's clearly got incredible potential. I mean, there's some amazing fish in here to over £50. Facilities are great. There's a shower, there's a clubhouse, games room, toilet, everything you need. They sell bait. Sam's a nice guy, the owner, and his wife actually does food delivery service as well. So you can pretty much rock up here without any food, and they do your breakfast and an evening meal, which is great if you're a little bit pushed for time or a little bit lazy. In terms of the venue, it's pretty daunting. You've got sort of 27 acres to go at, and it's pretty deep as well. So knowing where to fish as a first timer, like I've been this time, is pretty challenging. I've mixed it up. I've done various different things, but I've struggled to put a fish on the bank. I suppose that's a bit of a learning for me, that these big popular venues. I've been to Trent View, I've been to Ladywood, and now Trout Lake, and struggled to put a fish on the bank. So the different ball game. I think I'm getting used to the tarn now in terms of its moods, the parts of the lake that yield fish at certain times, and you come to venues like this and you just don't have that knowledge from day one. So it's a difficult learning curve. It's time consuming, it's expensive, and it's pretty frustrating, if I'm honest. I've done 3 48s now without a single bite. So yeah, just struggling a little bit with that at the minute. So I'm just trying to think where to go next. I want a venue where not quite a runs water, but definitely a chance of getting some bites, because coming and sitting here for 48 hours is taking its toll, if I'm honest. So look, hopefully you've learned a little bit about the trout lake, maybe how not to do it, but at least you learned something. And yeah, until next time, tight lines.